let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into what the silent crisis is and what changes and yeah, what changes you can make to end the crisis and so that you don't end up really impacting your health in a very negative way. So I went live, sorry. So I went live on my platform on Facebook on Tuesday, and the topic of discussion was how you not saying no, how you not setting the proper boundaries is impacting your health. So according to social norms and gender roles, when it comes to being a wife and a mother, we do all the things, right? We do all the cooking, the cleaning, take care of everyone when they're sick. We're showing up, we're doing the family functions. We also, are showing up for our friends and our extended family. We are spreading ourselves thin. We're showing up at work. We're trying to go over and beyond because we want to get promoted. We want to be seen. And it's no, not even mention. Let's not even forget to mention if we are also have side businesses or side hustles or whatever those things are too. So you are doing literally all the things. And I hear this all the time as a self-discovery coach for married moms. The cry is, I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to take care of myself. Actually, you do. It's just that you're doing everything for everyone else and you're not carving out the time to take care of yourself. And you're not seeing that it's important. And maybe you do, but you just have not taken the time out to implement these changes that you need to make so that you can see more restful nights, so that you can experience more self love and self care, so that you can experience the mental clarity that you need to continue to keep going in a healthy way. So I was doing some research. And as I was thinking about this research and just thinking about my own experience. So just to give you like a little bit of background, I've been married for 26 years. I have four children. I have one son who's 26, and I have three daughters, 25, 19, and 17. So I have a lot of experience as a wife and a mother. A lot of experience, good, bad, ugly, and different. You hear people say, I got the t-shirt, baby got the t-shirt, the cup, everything, right? All the things. And so for myself, and one of the reasons why I decided to become your self-discovery bestie and blooming buddy is because, like me, I didn't get an opportunity to discover who I am. I had a very chaotic and traumatic childhood, like a lot of us. And we as children sometimes we get lost in the sauce. We don't get the emotional support that we need. We've sometimes for myself, I felt abandoned, neglected, and found love in all the wrong places. And I ended up in an abusive relationship at a very young age. And I decided to go to the military, met my husband, and I took all that hurt, all those insecurities, all that pain, anger, resentment right into my marriage. And it was bad for a long time. My marriage was bad for a long time. It took a lot of effort, a lot of work that he had to do, I had to do together to be able to last this long. And then not only just last, just to say we're together, but have a marriage that is actually something that's beautiful, admirable, um, one that others can look in and glean from. And so I'm grateful, that we were able to overcome those challenges and, the end result to have a successful, whole, and prosperous marriage and family. But it took a lot. And so, as I was thinking about my own life and how that transition happened for me from childhood to a young woman to being married with children, I realized that I was in a lot of sadness and depression myself. I didn't, I mean, now we have a lot of information and resources about mental health and all that, but not back then. Back then, we didn't have all of that. And so I didn't know who I was. And I was toiling in anger and I was hurting deeply. I was hurting myself. I was hurting my loved ones because I was enraged. I was angry. I was I was just broken, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. And so I realized as I was doing this research about self-discovery and identity, like, does it have any impact on the mental health? Does it have any impact on our health in general? And what I learned was yes, it absolutely does. When we say yes to everything and everybody, we neglect ourselves. And that neglect and that lack of setting the proper boundaries actually has an impact on our mental health, on our physical health, and on our spiritual health. And I want to read to you what I found in my research, just in case you didn't know that being a people pleaser didn't have it has major consequences. It's not just showing up for everybody and wanting to be accepted and the I guess the emotional toil. It actually has you can actually get actual sick from showing up for everybody, people pleasing and being selfless and just not taking the proper time to care for yourself, not having time to take care of yourself because we're doing everything for everyone else. And so this is what I learned. Women make up nearly 80% of autoimmune diseases. 80%. We are at a higher risk for chronic pain, insomnia, fibromyalgia, long COVID. I don't know what long COVID is. I guess it's when you have COVID for a long time. They didn't really give a description. Irritable bowel syndrome and migraines. It says that we women are twice as likely to have a heart attack and experience depression and anxiety and PTSD at twice the rate of men. But I want to tell you why. Did I write down why in here? So I didn't write down why in here, but from if I want to remember, if I remember it correctly, um, these autoimmune disorders are uncurable. There's no cure for these autoimmune disorders, right? Not only is there no cure, but what triggers these disorders and I guess the after effects or the pain or the symptoms of these autoimmune disorders is lack of sleep, lack of exercise, diet, climate, and stress. So if you think about it, when it comes to self-care, we always hear that self-care and self-love. Love yourself. I mean, truly though, how could you love others if you don't love yourself? Because the word does say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. How are we really loving, right? How is that love really coming across? How's it being um manifested in your relationships if you're not loving yourself? Does it feel like love one moment, but then in the next moment it doesn't because you're showing love because you do love your children, your husband, but then you blow up in anger and rage. I don't know, maybe your anger and rage is tearing up stuff and throwing stuff across the house or cussing folks out. That's going to cause some confusion. I believe we were called to break generational curses, but if that's the kind of behavior we're doing because we're stressed and we have this lack of self-love, then we're actually creating curses. We're actually creating, trauma. And so it's simple. It's simple. We have to begin to sit down for a moment, just stop for a second and do a self inventory, do a self inventory of what we have going on, mind, body, spirit. And I like to share this while I'm here because, I just brought it up and it's here. It's a book that I created, a book that I wrote. I'm an author now. Yay! It's called It's Blooming Season on Amazon. It's Blooming Season on Amazon. It says 7-day interactive journey. Sorry, journal. And in here, I show you how to self-care, not just go get a pedicure, like literally self-care for your mind, for your body, and your spirit. 30 minutes a day. Do you have 30 minutes? Yes, you do. You know why? Because you got it for everybody else. You have courage for everybody else. You'll show up for everybody else, and you'll do this, that, and the third, and put yourself on the back burner. You can have 30 minutes, and it's why is it 30 minutes? It's because it's a small amount of time to ease you into what's possible for you if you begin to take care of your mind, body, and spirit. And I wish I would have wrote down some of the testimonials for some of the women that have already taken the challenge. Sometimes I host the challenge live, and I believe I want to do so coming up here soon, maybe sometime in August. To do it live. It's always fun to do with a group of ladies who are like-minded on the same journey. So you don't feel like you're alone, but you feel like you have this synergy. You see people showing up and posting with, their transformation or their revelation and epiphanies and just things that they're learning because wow, we're always evolving. And the way that we do that properly in good health and in good strength with a sound mind and able body and a strengthened and full spirit is by being intentional, by being intentional and taking care of ourselves. Again, this is my first baby. I'm so excited about it. And I'm truly grateful that it is impacting women's lives who get it. And so I wanted to come on and talk about the silent crisis. Let me talk about that a little bit more. The silent crisis. Why do we call it the silent crisis? Let me leave you with this. Why is it silent? Because we're not vocalizing what we're experiencing. We just suck it up and we just become mentally exhausted. And we just allow the hot tears to flow in the shower or on our pillows at night. We're overwhelmed, but we keep going. We feel unappreciated by our loved ones. We're not getting the love or the respect that we need. Maybe because we double-minded in some kind of way. Like one moment you're showing love, but the next moment you cussing us out, or you're in anger, or you sad and depressed. We gotta pick a side on where we want to be, and it starts with you making a decision, being mentally exhausted, but you still say yes to the event. You still say yes because we don't want to let people down. We're not setting the healthy boundaries that we need to set to preserve ourselves, preserve our peace, preserve our bodies, preserve our mental health. We cannot keep going. One day, you know what happens if you keep going on E? There's a break. Eventually, something breaks if it's not taken care of. It's the sleepless nights, but you still get up early. It's blowing up at your kids because you didn't articulate your feelings. It's the feeling of sadness and depressions, but you do not vocalize it. You do not get help. Maybe because you're ashamed. Maybe you don't know that there's resources available for you. Free resources. For one, EAP. A lot of us have them at our organizations where we work, where you get 8 to 10 sessions. It's available to you. Or you have a sexless marriage and you're okay with that. We can't be okay with that. So the question I want to leave with you today is, why do we struggle with fear of disappointing others? This is your work. Just start here. Get up in the morning or late tonight when everybody's asleep and you have your long time. Give yourself time. That's the question I want you to answer for yourself. Why are you struggling with the fear of disappointing others? And now, after you've seen this video, share it with someone. Start the conversations with, maybe your sisters or some other loved ones and see if you're the only one. See what other women are doing to take care of themselves. Or you can get the It's Blooming Season book on Amazon to get started. Not only am I providing you with 30 minutes a day for your mind, body, and spirit, you have the links for a workout. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes for your mind, 10 minutes for your body, 10 minutes for your spirit. And I provide you for your mind journal prompts. For your spirit, I provide you a scripture. I provide you writing space to journal your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, where you are. And then I also provide you a workout that you can do, a 10-minute workout, or you can just simply just put on some clothes and then walk out your door 5 minutes and then come back 10 minutes. You deserve it. And then it's blooming season. So you see the flowers and everything. So it's a metaphor for us as a garden. And as a garden, how are we tending to the garden? And so I cover the top 7 limiting beliefs that women deal with in the book. And I show you how to pluck those lies, those limiting beliefs are the lies. We pull those up as weeds, but then we are imparting the seeds so that we can grow mind, body, and spirit. And it has resulted in some great success. And so I'm really super excited about it because I'm when you have a purpose and a passion, you go hard for it, right? I'm tired of seeing women struggling in this area. We don't have to. We just have to make a decision. Activate that courage and make a decision and realize this, that courage is a lifestyle. The same courage that we have for our loved ones, we need to have for ourselves and show up. And so now you know that not setting the proper boundaries can lead to health issues, like literally chronic health issues and pain. So what do you want to do now? What decisions do you need to make? I'll have my information and link below in the description for the book, for the class that I have coming up, The Art of Becoming Your Own Best Friend, for coaching, and for any additional support. And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Leave a comment, what spoke to you today? And I will leave you with that. I am Monique Rogers, your self-discovery bestie and your blooming buddy. And I will see you next time on my channel. Take care.